This one is pretty interesting. There's a little kerfuffle going on between new and old technologies and ways of doing business. AMC theaters, you probably have one in your town or know of an AMC theater. It's a big old chain. They
Mhm.
say they are going to ban Universal films from their theaters. Now, if that is crazy, you are right. Those are big movies. Most notably, the Fast and the Furious series,
Oh,
the
yeah.
worst movies ever made, but that make billions of dollars because idiots and their mothers will go see it.
Well, they're
And I've
just
seen a
dumb
few.
action movies.
They're just big old dumb action movies. And to be fair, outside of Marvel, they're the only ones making a lot of money. Right? It's not the 80s anymore. These big dumb action movies don't make, they still exist, but they don't break records unless
No.
you're Marvel or unless you're the Fast and Furious. So AMC can be a little pissy about it, but I don't think they're going to lose all that money and say no to this either.
Mhm.
But what's happened, all this is set off because of the quarantine we're in. So you might have heard that over the past several weeks, films that were supposed to release in the summertime or early summertime, or right now, which is kind of in the middle of a dead zone. So
Yeah.
not like super high end summer movies, but not the crap we got like in January, February.
Oh
So like
God.
things that are starting to get you ready for the big summer bump.
Yeah.
Which is, if we're not back to theaters, which we probably won't be, that's when things are going to get serious.
Yeah.
But a lot of these theaters or film studios have been releasing their films straight to streaming. That has been more and more of a thing the past couple of years. Now, it's usually been smaller films, films that probably didn't test very well or the studio is going to lose money on if they released it to a theater.
Yeah.
But if they say released it to Amazon Prime, if they released it to Hulu or they released it to Netflix, they'll still take a loss, but they'll take a smaller loss. And in the movie business, there's a certain amount of loss you actually want to take because of
Mhm.
tax bracket stuff. It's a whole goddamn mess, uh, which is why we have January films. You ever go to the movies in January and wonder how
Oh,
the
it's
fuck did
bleak.
this thing get in a theater? Well, the point was that it's supposed to lose them money so that film studio can drop down a bracket. You see more films in January if a studio does really, really well.
Mhm.
Because if the studio does really, really well in like the last year, that means they move up a tax bracket. But if they release a stinker, boop, they drop down a little bit and they save some money. So some of these films were going to be bad anyways. There's a couple, mostly comedies, right?
Oh
Because
yeah.
comedies don't make money anymore.
Comedies aren't even all that good anymore.
They're not good and they don't make money anymore. Ever since the days of Jim Carrey finishing and those big blockbusters, there are
Yeah.
no
I
comedy
miss John
blockbusters anymore,
Candy. I miss
right?
John Candy.
The biggest comedy blockbuster is like Guardians of the Galaxy, which is a funny film but not a comedy
But it's
film.
also kind of an action film.
Yeah, it's an
So
action film and there's comedy in it, right? Comedy is something you can put into other films, but strictly comedy films don't cut the mustard. So no one complains when those get into streaming and stuff. The big issue this time was Trolls, of all fucking things. Well, those
yeah.
fucking troll dolls.
Trolls World
Uh,
Tour,
Trolls World Tour. Now,
which is a
this
sequel.
is a sequel. It is a big franchise because these animated films that get a sequel have to make some money. Especially the animated sequels that hit theaters, right? Not the ones that go straight to DVD. And outside of Frozen, which was last year, this was the next big animated thing. Well, they released it to Amazon Prime. Uh, and I thought, and I think most people thought, because of the situation we're in, that's a win-win for pretty much everyone except the movie theater since they're closed.
Well, yes.
Like,
Universal in particular made a big to do about releasing all their theatrical releases to streaming services.
Yeah, like what are you gonna do? Like, what do
I
you
wrote
do with
about
them?
that. Yeah,
Yeah, like
I
you
mean,
don't have a choice.
yeah, you have to.
You're either gonna screw the movie theaters, which is just one entity, or you're gonna screw the movie theaters, the public, the actual film production, the studio
And
itself,
yourselves.
And yourself,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? It's you can't,
Yeah.
what are you going to do? You're going to lose your whole hand, or you're just going to cut off the end of one finger? Well,
Inertia's in play.
yeah, there's nothing you can do. If I had the choice between the two, okay, I'll lose the tip of my pinky finger instead of losing the whole thing at the goddamn wrist.
Yeah.
It's just what you're going to do. The funniest thing I saw was the reviews for Trolls World Tour on Amazon. People were losing their shit, angry at having to pay $20 to rent a movie that can be watched, I think, like 3 times in a 24-hour period. And I'm thinking to myself, listen, and they're all saying like, "Oh, I'm stuck with my kids. My kids are here. My kids are watching this." I'm just looking. I'm running the numbers in my head. $20 to sit your kids down for a full feature film release that you could watch, I think 3 times. I think on Amazon, everyone's different, but I think Amazon Prime thing has like you can watch it 3 times for $20. Can't own it.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, okay, if I go to the
Well,
movies
unless you're crafty
myself,
like me.
if I go to the movies myself, it's $20. Even if I go in the matinee price and get a popcorn and a drink, it's going to run me about $20.
Yeah, the ticket's like $10 just flat, and then there's concessions.
And there's concessions and whatever, and then I got to deal with people, all this fucking thing. And then I'm looking at these people
it's like
who
$20 per person.
Yeah, who are like, I got like 4 kids with me, all my kids are home and watching it, and I'm like, you would have gone to the film, you would have gone to the theater, paid 20, 40, 60, $80 maybe to get the family in at $20 a pop, because you're not going to go in a matinee, right? You're going to go on a weekend and you're going to go in the evening or the afternoon.
I mean, my mom always took us on matinees, but yeah.
Yeah, you try to go, but I mean, most of these people, they're going to go that first weekend it's open, Friday, like, people go and do the movie thing. Then you're going to go in, you're going to have to buy probably 1 or 2 popcorns, which is like $8, $10 a pop. You're actually going to have to buy soda, maybe some candy. If you have a family of 4, you're not getting out of the theater without spending $100.
Oh, easy.
Right? You're not getting out of the theater for $100 with a family of 4. And you just paid money. You just paid $20. You saved probably $80 to watch a movie in the comfort of your own home, your seats. Best, you can sit on the floor, you can recline, you can make your own food, you can DoorDash something instead of whatever the shit they have at the movie theater.
Hell, you don't even need to wear pants.
You don't have to wear pants. $20, you can watch it in the middle of the day, you can watch it in the middle of the night, whenever the fuck you want. And all the reviews are like 1 star on Trolls because it was too much money.
$20.
I paid $20 to see a film instead of getting my kids in the car, driving across town, and paying $100. And here I am sitting there going, you fucking rank amateurs. That's a great deal. That's a great deal. And then I realized
buying them after the fact.
Yes.
Where they're cheaper.
You could buy the streaming rights to it for the day and then buy it digitally when it comes out for like $15 and still be under the cost of going.
But it's like that $2 app, mentality.
And it blew my mind. I was expecting to go on there and be like,
that's too much.
Yeah, I was expecting to go on the reviews and be like, oh, this is great. I mean, $20 to see a movie. Like in my head, I'd be like, that's okay.
Math. That's the math I used when they mentioned it over in that other article about Universal doing it.
Yeah, I was like, in my head, I'm like, oh shit, I don't have to fight for a seat. I don't have to wait in line. I can just hit a button and be like, oh cool, I'm gonna watch this tonight later. I'll order it now, and I'll watch it tonight with like, and I'll invite some friends that are in the neighborhood over. It's like, hey, you guys, the family's here. You guys want to?
You don't need to deal with some dickhead kid kicking the back of your seat, which always seems to happen to me.
Yeah, nobody's talking on their. You can just watch on your own leisure. Boom, and these people were just on fire in the comments about how expensive it was. I'm like, go fuck yourselves. The movies need to die. So because of that, even though people hated it, the movie did really well. Mostly because there's nothing else to do, and by this point, everyone's watched literally everything on Netflix 10 times.
Oh yeah, except for me.
So everyone bought this, especially This movie would have probably done fine in theaters normally, but because you're in quarantine and all the kids are home,
Hmm.
they're looking for shit for kids to do because parents don't know how to teach their kids, right?
No.
And it's a goddamn nightmare to be home with them all day long.
Oh yeah.
So they're going to rent these movies. So I'm sure it made a lot of movies, and in fact, it made $100 million through streaming.
And that's practically pure profit for them.
That's pure profit. They don't have to pay out. But think of that. Some movies today don't make $100 million at the box office,
Oh yeah.
and that's spending the money to go out getting, like we just said, you have to get a whole family out. Right? It requires more people to make that sort of money to leave your house. You're making the potential is to make less. So if this was in theaters, you could probably imagine that it would probably be like 200
Well,
million,
I just looked.
250 million.
The original made 346 million,
Yeah. So you can imagine it would make
347.
a
Yeah.
lot more money, but that money would be going to fees and, there's all sorts of other things involved.
Well, how theaters work is like, the opening week is where the studios make the most money, and every
Yes.
week afterwards, it's it shifts more towards the studio.
Yes. Yeah. It goes the other way around.
Or
The
no,
longer
it
it's in
shifts
there.
more towards the theater. Sorry.
Yeah. The longer it
Exactly.
is. So that's why
Yeah.
some of these films, especially the big releases, like a
Mhm.
Star Wars or a Marvel film, they want to
They
keep in
want
theaters
and they want you to go see it like the first
a
week.
bunch of times. Yeah. They want to see it a bunch and right away. So, but 100 million for streaming for doing nothing is really good. That's fantastic. And all the studios have pretty much done this, or some of their big films they have moved
Mhm.
to later in the year. I think there's still talk of like Black Widow is supposed to be the big summer film, right? Because you always have a big
Oh
Marvel
yeah,
film.
that's right.
They don't know if they're going to shift it to next summer or to
Or
like next March or release it on Disney Plus. Um, I don't know how that would work because Disney Plus is paid, so it'd essentially be free to anyone watching it. But you would get
it
all
would
those subscribers for $9.99 a month, right? For the first
exactly.
month to watch. It wouldn't be the $20 like Amazon does, but you would probably get more people to buy Disney Plus and then stay after it
Mhm.
to watch the other Marvel films. You know what I mean? Like to do a recap or to
They,
move other stuff.
they got gargoyles, man.
Yeah, so they're actually building a lot more stuff. So that might be a smarter move. They're debating it still. I'd be all for it since I already have Disney Plus. I'd watch it on there. But what I'm saying is everyone's doing this because they don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to make some money. You
Make
can't. Yeah, nobody can make nothing. That's okay. That's not fair. So AMC, of course, is fucking pissed off. Literally wrote a letter to Universal Studios.
And the reason they're pissed off isn't that all of these studios are doing it. They're pissed off specifically at Universal.
Yeah, they didn't like target everyone.
No,
they targeted Universal of all things, and I don't know why.
The reason why is simple. It's because Universal was sort of peacocking it with we made 100 million off of Troll.
They were like, yeah, like Disney did
No
it, other
theaters,
studios did it.
no nothing.
They didn't make a big like a news piece about it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of, if you go on Amazon Prime, there's like a literal section of films, like Emma was on there, a couple comedies from some big studios, but like there's no other news pieces other than, hey,
it's up there.
They're doing this stuff now. You can check it out. You're right. The only one I saw of Universal was that big 100 million. Like, hey, look at how much money we made on Trolls. And of course, Universal also has the Fast and the Furious, which is a money maker for literally everyone, right? Because those films make money on opening weekend, and people keep coming back for weeks and weeks and weeks because they want to see the cars, and it's huge for everyone.
They make enough money for Vin Diesel to make like stuff like The Last Witch Hunter based off of his D&D character.
They literally they fund Vin Diesel and their side stories, and they fund their video games, and they fund their bad drinking habits and their weirdness.
Yeah,
it's a win for everyone. It's weird to see. I can understand AMC and other theater chains worrying the fuck right now the longer this plays out.
Oh yeah.
There's already people saying the theater, the idea of films like this was already dying because it's
Yeah.
unsustainable at the prices.
Oh, easily.
But
That's understandable.
people, the fear was that some chains are just going to go under because people are going to be like us and be like, hey, wait a second. Why am I paying $100 to go see a film I might not even like with my whole family when we can all do that at home for $20 and I can invite more friends and family to hang out and make it a party?
Well, maybe not right now, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, maybe not right now, but maybe when they go back to theaters and have to spend that
Yeah.
money, they'll be like, oh, remember when we bought Trolls for $20 and saved all that
That was
money?
pretty good.
That was pretty good. We should do that. But they came out in a huge old letter, which just seems poorly timed.
Oh God, yes. Like,
Because I
did you read any of
understand.
it?
Yeah, I understand. I get where they're coming from, but during where we are right now, it's not making you look like the good guy.
No.
You know what I mean? Like there's a time and
It's
a place for things.
it's from the CEO and president
Yeah, yeah. It's from
of
the top.
AMC.
It's from the top.
This is the top.
It's
I made note of that. I can't recall the last time I've seen something like this happen.
yeah, publicly like a big old spat like this
Mhm.
that's intentionally made public, not something like leaks
From
out
the top.
later.
Yeah.
What, we're in quarantine. Like people can't. They don't have another choice.
Yeah.
Universal touting and saying we made a lot of money is stupid.
Yeah.
We can all agree on that being dumb, but that's not going to make us think less of Universal right now when we're watching their films for $20.
No.
You know what I mean? Like maybe after this is all done, you can talk about it and like USA Today. You know what I mean? Like do an
Hey man,
op-ed in the
that
New
wasn't
York
cool.
Times, something like that.
Yeah.
But like during the pandemic and complaining that people have something to do, it would blow my mind. Fucking AMC. What are you doing? Meanwhile, Studio Movie Grill over here is like giving away free movie tickets and passes when their theater opens up in the future if you like order delivery through them, and like they're out helping people. People are doing stuff, and here's AMC saying we'll never show your movie again, which is that can't happen.
Oh no, they're going to go back on. I will be surprised if they don't go back on
Right? If
this
you say
as
we're
soon
not
as
going to
this is over.
show uh pictures from Bollywood, like some chains show these Bollywood theater films that
Yeah.
are
I
they're
mean, like,
starting to show. I've seen a couple because they're fun, but like if you said,
yeah,
okay, we're
some of
never
them
going
are
to show,
fantastic from what I
yeah, we're never going
understand. I
to show
haven't seen any,
Bollywood
but
films again. Okay,
they're
they're
still
not.
going to do. They're not made for this market anyway.
Yeah,
So
it's not going to hurt their bottom line.
no.
Right? But if you say I'm not going to show the Fast and the Furious, which is the number one action film next to any Marvel film, that's like a big old fuck you and out of money.
Mhm.
Because what is Universal going to do? Be like, okay, well, we'll go to the other movie chains. So all the profit you would have made off this is just going to go down the street to the other movie chain, and the people that
Pretty
can't
much.
get it, yeah,
It's going to go to Regal or
it's one thing if there was only AMC. If that was it, it would have
yeah.
been an impact. But like when you have options,
If AMC was the GameStop of theater chains,
yes, then they
yeah.
have some leeway. But I'm like, buddy, there's like I'm not in the biggest town in the world, but there's 4 theaters in town, and they're all from different companies.
Hmm.
If I want to see Fast and the Furious, I'm just gonna go where it's playing. I don't give a shit. I don't have a favorite theater. I don't have like a favorite seat. I'll go with the best prices that show in the movie, buddy. Fucking everyone is dumb in this, but
Hmm.
AMC is the dumbest. Doubly so because it's a children's movie you're complaining about. If this was like something,
Yeah.
maybe if this was Fast and the Furious, I wouldn't be as like I wouldn't call them out so much. But kids are stuck at home, parents want something to do with them, and you're being like, we're never going to show your films because you streamed Trolls World Tour.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a parent or person of the right mind that would side with AMC and be like, "Fuck you! I can't go to the movies. I would have gone to the movies. We
Yeah.
would have given you a bunch of extra money. When the economy opens up, we're probably going to go again. You're out
Especially
one
if it opens
film.
up when it's hot out.
Yeah, you're out one film, and you're
Yeah.
not going to show anything from a universe. I don't know, man. Fuck AMC. Now I'm not going to
Well,
watch.
they did have the massive slap fight with Movie Pass, which is, I believe, dead now. I'm
That's
not
true.
sure.
And I
It's like the
used
fucking
movie.
Wolfman.
That's right. They said you couldn't use it at theirs, and then they started their own.
Uh-huh.
And I
With
had
Black
Movie
Bear
Pass because I
Sisters.
reviewed it, so I had it for a couple of months.
Yeah.
I had it for like 3 months or whatever. And then I found out Studio Movie Grill honored it, so I just started going there as my main theater.
Uh-huh.
And then I realized that they served like decent food, so I said, "Oh fuck it, I'm not paying for a movie." So I just went in and spent like $15 on dinner. And so I paid like the same price, and I've never been to an AMC theater again because of that shit. I was like, "Ah, fuck it, I'll just go to this one." Oh wait, they feed me? Okay, I'm saving this money. Whatever. So I just bought like cheese fries and like ice cream and just sat in an empty theater at like 10 a.m. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And then it died. And then we made fun of it for the next year.
Yeah.
It was Movie Pass was the most perfect thing for about 2 months.
Yeah, it was really great when it was a flat fee,
There was
flat
a
10
time
bucks.
window where it was like $9.99, and I like going to movies. I'm like, I fucking cannot say no to this. Okay, and it was great. I would just walk in, scan my card, and then just shit hit the fan. And then it just
I think
we became the
I,
site for Movie Pass news.
I think it's actually taken out the parent company of Movie Pass as well. The explosion of Movie Pass.
It was so bad, and then they funded that John Travolta Gotti movie that was the worst
Oh
reviewed film
God,
of the
that's
year.
right.
Because
Yeah.
they got into movies so that they could release their own movies in their theaters to make their money. But they did that once with a John Travolta film.
The I believe that was the worst reviewed film of the year
It
too.
was. It was. It was the worst reviewed. It went to like Netflix or something, and I remember my parents like watching it, and like I went over one day and they they were like, "This, don't watch this." Like I don't even
It's
watch those kind of
terrible.
movies, but they literally like stopped me like, "Hey, this
No, no,
John
no.
Travolta film, don't see it. We couldn't even get through it.
Just in case you're thinking of watching it,
Just
don't.
don't watch it." And there was like two John Travolta films at the time, and one of them was like he was a stalker with like a mental disability, that like a paparazzi guy that would like follow. It was so fucking weird. And they're like, watch that one instead.
Wow.
That one's bad too, but he had like a bowl
It's
haircut.
entertaining.
Oh
Oh
fuck!
God.
Red Letter Media did a thing on it. I forgot the name of it. Oh, you got to find it. It was like a John Travolta. It came around right around Gotti, and he was like a stalker that like fell in love with some actress or something, and like ended up breaking into her house. It turned into like a weird murder thing at the end. But he has this bowl haircut, and he was like mentally disabled. Oh, it was fucking terrible. It was so bad. John Travolta is the worst.